Hey guys, so Sam sent me this link to a tweet from Swerve, and I usually don't like to go to the hellish wasteland that is Twitter, but this one got the better of my curiosity. Swerve posted a tweet talking about how Jurassic World Dominion's viral marketing is actually going viral. I've seen a few videos like this out there where people are posting the what do you call it, the Mosasaurus oil rig video, and thinking that it's real, and you can see that they're posting it and it's on TikTok or whatever. So something scary was caught in the Irish Sea. Obviously this is a load of rubbish, it's for the marketing of Jurassic, but that's not what this video is about. As I said, curiosity got the better of me, scrolled down from this and I started reading some of the comments underneath it, and one caught my attention, and that's why I wanted to make this video. I saw this tweet from Brian which said, is it anyone's fault that Jurassic World marketing team exploded something that had nothing to do with Colin's story in Jurassic World Dominion? Which was interesting. I saw that and I was like, okay, nothing to do with the story, alright. And then Swerve said, the marketing literally helped Dominion set up the future of Jurassic. Are you good? Which is quite a funny reply. And then this is the one that caught my attention. Okay, this one from Tyler right here, who says, and it did nothing with that setup. Dinosaurs on the mainland, but nah, let's go to a small lab in the mountains and talk about the global food supply with giant locusts. Okay, not locusts. He's missing the T on the end there and an S, but I'll forgive him. I don't know how young Tyler is, but this isn't a personal attack on Tyler. This is the idea of, I've seen this argument being thrown about a bit, that Jurassic World Dominion didn't deal with the dinosaurs on the mainland at all, because as he says, and it did nothing, that's the big word there, nothing with that setup. It's like, well, that's not true. Let's go through it, shall we? From memory, Jurassic World Dominion starts with people wrangling up dinosaurs on horseback. We open the film seeing a crabbing vessel being attacked by the Mosasaurus. We see an illegal breeding farm, where they're taking dinosaurs and they're legally breeding them on this on this farmland. And what is that? That's the fallout from dinosaurs going global, and we see Claire and Zia and Franklin dealing with that in their own way, their own activist way of stealing a dinosaur and taking pictures and going to basically rat this place out. We also see the T-Rex attack a movie theatre, or not attack it, like walks through as it's being hunted by the Department of Fish and Wildlife. And then we see other things like Blue living out in the wild and hunting local wildlife. We see a construction site where two Apatosauruses are sleeping and they have to move them. Obviously Maisie helps them. And then if that doesn't give enough evidence that there is more than nothing in the movie to do with that premise that the Dino Tracker website set up, how about the whole Malta sequence? Now, the Malta sequence happens around the hour mark in Dominion, and is like the big action set piece in the middle of the movie. I know the Dominion's a bit longer than a normal Jurassic movie, so it's not exactly the middle, but it's about the hour mark it kicks off, and it's a huge sequence, and that's kind of like the T-Rex breakout sequence in the original Jurassic Park, or the Lost World trailer sequence. That kind of like middle of the movie action set piece, which is just really big and bombastic. And in Jurassic World Dominion, it's to do with Malta. Why are they in Malta? Well, there's an illegal black market there where they're selling dinosaurs, they're fighting them, they're cooking, genetically engineered, what do they call it? They're not leeches, but they're like these giant leech type things. I can't remember the name now. Limpids or something like that. They're eating, obviously we see them with the locusts. And we see illegal trafficking of dinosaurs and all that, and that is all part of the fallout of dinosaurs going global. So it is a complete misconception that Jurassic World Dominion did nothing with that setup. So Tyler is completely wrong here. And just to boot, I want to touch on what he says after that. He says dinosaurs on the mainland, but now let's go to a small lab in the mountains and talk about the global food supply with giant locusts. Well, the reason they go to Biosyn is has made deals, as they set up at the start of the movie, where the captured dinosaurs from the mainland are shipped to their sanctuary, and we see one of their sort of, I don't know what you would call it, holding station before they go off to the sanctuary, where we see the people taking care of the dinosaurs brushing a Stegosaurus's teeth, and there's like a Parasaurolophus with a little plaything in the background, and we even find out that the illegal breeding farm at the beginning of the movie was shut down thanks to an anonymous tip, which we know was either Zia or Claire or Franklin. And we even see the CIA dealing with, they're looking at the locust, but we also see them monitoring dinosaur activity around the globe. All of this is the result of dinosaurs and their genetic material and other illegal cloning and stuff going global. What Fallen Kingdom set up, what Dino Tracker set up. Dino Tracker wasn't setting up the story of the movie, it was setting up the world the story would take place in. And I get the sense that people like Tyler and Brian underneath there and other people I've seen out there, they like to say that the movie did nothing with that premise, and it's like, oh, it just focused on the locusts, and they don't. It's all hyperbolic nonsense that is typical of tweets on Twitter. They overlook so many things that happen in the movie, and my guess would be, if I was to try and steelman his position, is that I get the sense that because they don't like how the movie played out, how it was executed, they're using that as the excuse to basically say that the movie did nothing with the premise. So like I'm gonna assume like what people like this would have wanted from the movie is a movie about people hunting down the dinosaurs out in the wild and the effect the dinosaurs are having on the environment and stuff, which is fair enough, and we do get a bit of that in Dominion, as I've just mentioned. However, what's the story there? Like, what would the actual story be? So it would be interesting if someone could lay out like what the plot would be, rather than just say a small sentence like this and just clog the internet up with more headline statements that mean nothing. But yeah, that's my take on that whole situation. I think it's a misconception that Dominion does nothing with the premise of dinosaurs on the mainland. The whole locust side of the story, my 2 cents on that is that the locusts are, the dinosaurs were brought back in the original film via cloning from DNA in mosquitoes, insects, and the genetic, as Malcolm says in Fallen Kingdom, he says, genetic power has been unleashed, and what's going to be done with it, and he says it's not going to stop with the de-extinction of the dinosaurs. So they set that premise up in Fallen Kingdom, and obviously that was set up at the beginning of Fallen Kingdom to make way for the Maisie plot line, and then in Dominion they bring the locusts in as well. So they set it up in the previous movie, and I like personally, this is my opinion, I like the locust being one of the main threats of the movie, because they are the perfect embodiment of genetic power gone wrong. And dinosaurs going global is fine and all, but it's a slow burn for them to make a huge dramatic effect on global, to become a global issue. They're a global issue in terms of laws, in other countries, like what we see in Malta, how there's like illegal breeding and all that sort of stuff. But in terms of their actual physical impact on cities and stuff, the Jurassic universe is not like Godzilla, where a T-Rex stomps through a city like at the end of The Lost World, which was set up fine in that movie, aside from how they got back to the mainland. But I've got another video on that, about the biggest plot hole in The Lost World. But the point is that the dinosaurs in the Jurassic universe, as it stands, as it was set up on Dino Tracker, is they're like real wild animals, so they'll stay away from built up civilized areas as much as possible, and any run-in you have with them will be mostly by accident, because they don't want to get killed, or they're threatened by human activity, that kind of thing. but the locusts are more of an immediate problem. Like they're breeding out of control. They're not dying, as Wu says. Like he gave them like a limited life span or whatever. But they're breeding and growing faster than they expected, and they're eating the food supply really fast. And they are presenting more of an immediate problem than the dinosaurs. And that is, for me, that was the perfect way of capping off this Jurassic era, as they're calling it, with the threat of genetic power itself being embodied by these locusts. Yeah, that's my 2 cents on that. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I will be making more videos on Dominion in the near future. I'm waiting for the physical release to be sent to the Terradome. And once that's here, then I'll do my commentary track. I'll talk about other things in the movie, that other details that I liked, and all that jazz that I've done with the previous Jurassic movies. So anyway, hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will catch you next time. Bye.